Hey guys, in this video I'm going to show you how to make a picture frame jewelry holder, and this is what it's going to look like when it's finished. If you want to know how I made this, just go ahead and keep watching. So here is what you are going to need. You're going to need some spray paint if you want. This is going to be for the frame, but you can always use a frame that is the right color. Upholstery nails, scissors, a glue gun with some extra glue because you don't know how much you're going to use. You're going to need the fabric that you want, and I actually end up using a different purple. And you are, of course, going to need the frame. And like I said, I spray paint it. So let's go ahead and get started. The first thing that I'm doing is taking this matte black spray paint and spray painting the frame, and I'm just using an old gift bag, but you could always use newspaper. This is just the only thing that I had, but I'm just going to go ahead, make sure you read the directions of the spray paint can, and then just go ahead and spray paint your frame. And I'm just going to go ahead and fast forward because it is the same thing over and over again. Make sure you don't forget the outside edges of the frame. And I had to move inside because it was dark by the time it dried. But what I'm doing is just removing the glass and the inside image that it comes with. And the only thing that I'm actually going to use is the backing of the picture frame. So what I'm doing now is just spreading out my first color, which I guess it doesn't really matter, but I'm just doing the purple first. And like I said, I did end up using a different color purple. But what I'm doing is just laying the backing on the fabric with a little bit of extra space, as you can see when I point it out there. And I'll move it up so you guys can see the bottom part. But like I said, just leave extra fabric around the edge because what you're going to end up doing is folding it over and gluing it, but you'll see that later on. So all I'm doing now is just cutting around the backing of the picture frame, and I'm going to go ahead and speed that up. And now I'm going to do the same thing with the lace, but I ended up picking a spot where I really liked the pattern and there was a big flower right there. So just pick, if you end up using lace, just pick a spot that you want. Okay, the next thing that I'm doing is just laying down the purple fabric, and I'm going to lay the backing on top. Now you're going to want to make sure it's the right way. As you can see, there are the picture hangers, the little hooks. So all I'm doing now is just taking my glue gun and just making a thin line of glue at the very bottom. And all I'm going to do after I have put my glue on there is just fold up the fabric, that is, and just make sure that it is secure onto the back. Now I'm going to go ahead and flip it over and work on the opposite end. And I'm doing this because I want to be able to pull the fabric as tight as I can so there aren't any wrinkles in it. And I'm just simply doing the same thing with the glue, just making a thin line, pulling tight on the fabric, and then just simply folding it up and securing the fabric to the back. And now I'm just going to go ahead and do the other sides. And the whole reason why you want a thin layer of glue is because you want the backing to be able to fit into the picture frame without it being too tight. When it comes to the corners, all I'm doing is cutting off the extra fabric and just simply gluing it down so it lays flat. Now that the purple is done, I'm going to go ahead with the lace, and I'm just finding where I want it to lay and then flipping it over, and I'm doing the exact same thing, but what I'm doing is gluing the fabric above the line of glue that I made before, because again, I don't want the glue to get too thick. And I'm just doing the exact same thing as last time. Ended up cutting that off because I didn't need it. And you want to be sure not to cover up the hooks where you're actually going to hang the picture frame to the wall. Now that that's completely done, all I'm doing is taking it and popping it right back into the frame. And like I said, you're going to want to make sure that it fits snug but not too tight so you can't get it in there. And then all you're going to do is just push down the little secure holders, and that is what it should look like. The lighting made it kind of hard to see, so as you can see when I held it up, you can really see the purple in the lace, and it even looks a lot better in person. The next thing that I'm doing is taking the upholstery pins and just simply poking them through the back, and I'm going to just place them where I want them. And as you can see, they do poke through, but we're going to fix that. You're going to want to make a pattern with these how you want them. I made a zigzag with mine, and like you saw at the beginning, I did 2 rows of it on one side and 1 on the other so I could hang necklaces and bracelets, but you're going to just want to do the hooks however you want them. You could do them straight across, or 1 row with 3. It really is up to you. And as you can see there, that is what I was talking about. I did 1 column with 1 row and another column with 2 rows for the necklaces and bracelets. And as you can see, like I said before, it does poke through. But what we're going to do to fix that is we're just going to take a daub of glue and just place it right on top of it. And once it dries, it makes it so that the needles aren't sharp at all. Just be careful not to put too much glue. And like I said, as soon as it dries, you can touch them, no problem at all. And finally, this is what the finished product looks like without any jewelry on it. Like I said, you can put the upholstery needles however you want them. You can use any kind that you want. I just chose these ones, and I got everything from Walmart. And I can put the links below if you want. And there is the jewelry holder with the jewelry actually on it, and as you can see, it does hold earrings and rings and bracelets and necklaces, and I really love this. Please take a minute to subscribe if you haven't already. Thanks for watching, guys, and I hope this helps.